If you're anything like me, your problem is not a lack of business knowledge. Your problem is you got too much business knowledge. You've heard this from one guru over there, that from another guru over here. You've taken notes, bought courses, attended webinars, and now your notebooks are full, but your brain is crowded too. And you're low-key stuck in that perpetual planning mode that keeps you going nowhere. You don't realize it, but you're not making headway in your business because you honestly just don't know where to focus. If you're a faith-led founder who wants to use smart, legit principles you've learned over the years and build a business that's actually in alignment with God's will for you, this video is for you. Today, I want to help you move from I know too much to I know exactly what to do next. In this conversation, I'm going to give you my 3-part well-done business formula for turning your big idea into a profitable, impactful business that God can say well done to you about. By the end of this video, you'll understand what a well-done business actually is, the 3 steps to build one, the biggest mistakes you're probably making in each step right now, and what to focus on this season so you can stop spinning and start building. So if you've been asking God, what do I actually do next with this idea? Stay with me. Now, before we talk about what to do next with your big idea, let's talk about what not to do next, okay? Listen, do not try to Jimmy rig someone else's year 10 blueprint onto your year 1 business. This is where so many early stage founders fail, trying to scale before they've even built a solid foundation. You're studying what someone is doing in year 5, 10, 20, and wondering why it's not working for your startup season. Ask me how I know, okay? After launching my best-selling devotional for entrepreneurs that sold thousands of copies, I was a hot mess. I took all that momentum and started doing exactly what you might be tempted to do, letting my audience dictate my next moves instead of my own convictions, stacking strategies, burning time and money on coaching programs before I had the foundation needed to really leverage what I was learning. Now, on the outside, it looked like I knew what I was doing, but in reality, I was just building an overcomplicated machine God never actually asked me to build. Now, in His mercy, God met me in that wilderness and retrained me on starting business His way. That journey is where this well-done business model came from. So when I walk you through this today, know that I'm not just handing you something I've learned, but something I've lived. And it's the simple, aligned path I wish somebody had given me before I burned out on everybody else's blueprint. So let's start with what a well-done business actually is. So I want you to picture a triangle, okay? At the top of the triangle is God. On the bottom left is you. On the bottom right is others, right? Your customers, your community, the people you're called to serve. A well-done business sits right in the center of that triangle and does what God called you to do. That's obedience, okay? It improves lives. That's impact, all right? And then it pays you a full-time salary. That's income. When your business is harmonizing all 3 of those at the same time, that's the trifecta of well-doneness. And then I like to imagine a circle drawn around that triangle. That circle is sustainability. You're doing all of this on a part-time schedule that still leaves room for you to have a life. Because God didn't call you to build a business that consumes your entire life. You need margin for rest, play, spiritual, physical, family, and financial work, not just your business life. So well-done business is a business that honors God, serves people, pays you well, and fits into a healthy, abundant life. If that's the kind of business you want, we're going to walk you through the 3-part framework that gets you there. All right, let's start with align. Alignment fuels productivity. When you are aligned with what God has actually called you to do in this season, it's like putting in divine earplugs, right? All that background noise in your head, all that fear, all that selfish ambition, all that confusion, all that should I do what she's doing? All that starts to quiet down. You know what to work on. You know what to let go of. You feel more present, more in flow, more like, okay, I'm finally doing the thing God has been nudging me about. You feel obedient because you are. And when you're not aligned, you end up mismanaging resources left and right. You invest time, money, energy. You take course after course. You keep tweaking logos and websites, and you're still not seeing fruit. And deep down, you might even be thinking, God, why aren't you providing? Like, And he's looking at you like, if I give you more right now, it's just going to get wasted in this scattered state that you're in. So you're walking around with this low grade anxiety that's got you feeling behind and off track. And that nagging sense of, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And that feels disobedient. And that feeling is so heavy, especially for a Christian founder. Right now, if you're honest, you might be trying to build 1 million ideas at once. You see the whole empire God showed you in your prayer closet, and instead of asking, Lord, what's the one step for this season? You're over here trying to build the version 17.0 of your business by reverse engineering your favorite online influencer's blueprint, mind you. So you're trying to eat the whole elephant at once. So yes, you're busy, but you're not actually being productive. In the parable of the sower, Jesus talks about thorns that choke the word and make it unfruitful. For a lot of founders, those thorns look like comparison, overconsumption of strategies, trying to do what everyone else is doing, and completely missing the one simple assignment God actually gave you. So here's the truth. You were called to bear fruit. Jesus said in John 15:16, I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit. It is not in your spiritual DNA to be unproductive. That's why you feel so off when you're swirling around and not seeing fruit. So the biggest shift you need right now is this. You do not need to build 1 million ideas. You need to build one aligned offer. One offer for one person with one promise God is highlighting to you in this season. And when you get aligned like that, everything starts to click. Your brain quiets down, your to-do list gets shorter, and you start making progress you can actually see. You feel more obedient in your everyday actions. So more ideas does not equal obedience, income, or impact. One aligned offer does. And once you're aligned, here's the key. We don't launch next, we test. Let's talk about that. Testing powers confidence. Okay, once you're aligned around one offer, the next step is not big launch, new brand shoot, expensive website. The next step is testing. Testing your offer is like dating before marriage, all right? You're not making a lifelong commitment to this container yet. You're getting to know it. You're figuring out, who does this really help? What results can I actually deliver? How much can I charge for this? And when you test well, you give yourself the opportunity to earn testimonials. That's real people paying real money, giving you real feedback and saying things like, this helped me, this changed something for me. That's the stuff deep, lasting confidence is built on. You go from imposter syndrome to what I like to call impact syndrome, okay? It's that quiet, unshakable belief that what you do will positively impact everyone God calls you to reach with it. And it will. But when you skip testing, you end up wasting time, money, energy all over again. You go into perfection mode because you're trying to silence that voice in your head saying, I don't know what I'm doing, with pretty things. You might know how this plays out. I've been there. Okay. You spend months building. You create a gorgeous website. You pay for branding, photo shoots, maybe even ads. And you finally launch to the world and you hear crickets. And that hurts extra when you feel like, but God, like, I thought you told me to do this. And all of that piles onto a belief that I must not know what I'm doing. Maybe what I do isn't valuable. Maybe I should just quit. That's why you need proof before polish. You need private receipts before public hype. So let me contrast the old way and the new way, okay? The old way is immediate marriage, launching your idea first, investing a ton of money, building a gorgeous website, hiring a brand designer, having a big announcement on social media, all this fast excitement, and then crickets, okay? The new way is intentional courtship, testing your idea first, keeping costs minimal, building a genuinely valuable offer, investing in mentorship and coaching that helps refine your idea, private receipts from real customers, fast data, then consistent sales. So instead of going public with your idea right now, you actually just need to go private. You need quick, messy, low-cost actions that give you valuable data. 3 to 10 paid testers, real feedback, real transformation. This requires humility and patience, okay? God sees way more about your idea than you can see right now. And testing gives you space to uncover more of his wisdom privately without the pressure of public launch. Because, ultimately, right now, the biggest myth you might be believing is, I need a big launch. No, you don't. You need 3 to 10 paid validations behind the scenes. That's it. Those private receipts will do more for your confidence and your clarity than any perfect launch strategy. So if you take nothing else from this video, please take this. You don't need a big launch. You need proof before polish. Testing is that cheat code so many founders are missing. Now, once you've tested and gathered proof, now we can talk about launch. Because launching generates sales. When you launch, you're putting your big idea out into the world on purpose, not just once, not I posted about it twice and nobody bought. No, you launch and you keep promoting in a way that is sustainable for you and consistent with your audience. Launching is how obedience compounds, impact multiplies, sales grow. And when you get to the point where you're seeing consistent sales and consistent impact, it feels real good, okay? It feels like wealth, baby, okay? But not just money wealth, but that sense of I'm doing what God asked me to do. People are being helped and I'm getting paid for it. When you don't launch, you stay broke. Not just financially, but broke spiritually and emotionally because you know you're sitting on something beautiful and impactful, but you keep hiding it. So right now, a lot of founders are promoting inconsistently, launching one time and then treating the offer like it's old news, or only talking about it when someone specifically asks. What you actually need is one simple funnel that keeps your one aligned offer in front of your audience consistently in a way that works with your life. Nothing super fancy, no crazy tech stack, just consistent, repeatable communication that leads people from who is she to, oh, I like her, to I trust her, to I'm ready to work with her. Launching is not something you do once and then you're done. You're not just launching an offer, you're launching a system that consistently converts leads into customers and community. And that system does not have to be complex. Consistency beats complexity every time. You do not need a massive, complicated funnel to hit your first 1K months or even your first few 5K and 10K months. You need one aligned offer, one simple funnel, and consistent obedience. That's how we build a well-done business that honors God, serves people, and pays you well, and fits into the life He actually called you to live. So, to recap, the well-done business formula is 1, align. Get clear on one offer, one person, one promise God is asking you to focus on in this season. Alignment quiets the swirl and fuels real productivity. Test is number 2. Before you go public and try to do a big launch, you get proof before polish. You run a small private test with real people, real money, and real feedback. And then launch. You build a simple, sustainable funnel that keeps your one offer in front of your people consistently, so obedience, impact, and income can actually grow over time. Now, if you want to be a doer of the word and not just a hearer only, my churchy friends know that reference. Check out my alignment lab. That's where I literally walk you through the alignment exercises I use inside Build Your Big Idea Business School. In it, we invite God into your business decisions. We look at your actual life and schedule, and we get clarity on the one offer that makes sense for you in this season. You'll also get a simple worksheet you can fill out as you go, so you're not just listening, you're deciding. You can access the alignment lab at the link in the description. So check it out, y'all. And if today's conversation resonated and you want to actually act on what you just heard without any busy work, let's get you aligned first, and then we can talk about testing and launching from a solid foundation of obedience and clarity. Okay? I'd love to help you. If this was helpful and you want to learn more about how to actually invite God more into your business building, check out the next video that teaches you the practical process for doing anything with God. And of course, if this conversation blessed you, please hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Tap like so more faith-led founders can find this, and share it with a friend who's stuck trying to scale someone else's 10-year blueprint in her 1-year season. We're not doing that anymore, okay? We're building well-done businesses over here. Now, I want to leave you with this. Making money and impact is actually the easy part. The hardest work is birthing the thing God called you to do and letting Him birth a new you in the process. This well done business framework that I taught you today and that I coach inside of Build Your Big Idea Business School is really a birthing system. I'll be honest, because God is transforming you while He's building the business through you. Now, it doesn't take forever, but it does take time because you're giving birth. And once you birth that thing, you don't just have a product or a program, you have an impactful, cash flowing asset baked from the DNA of your purpose. Now, after that, it's just growing it over time together with God. So don't stress yourself out trying to be that girl online or any of that. Just focus on becoming the founder God can say, well done to. I'll see you in the next video.